Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin. Oop, pull that up some. Let's see, I have actual shirt on. Okay. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin, and today have a bit different background. I'm trying something new here. But today I wanted to come on here and just talk about something that is big in my collection, but that sometimes I don't use as much as I should. So this is green eyeshadows. I have a lot of green eyeshadows in my collection. And my favorite color is green. Like, my favorite color is green. I love green. Like, the wearing green, just the color green. Green is just my favorite color of all time. And I do have a lot of green eyeshadows, but I don't wear that much green eyeshadow on my eyes, actually. So when I first ever tried green eyeshadows on my eye, I actually did not like how it looked. I didn't like green eyeshadows on me. I was just telling myself, you know, green is just not for me. I'll stick with my pinks and my purples and my, you know, brown and orange. Those were the colors like I really and red, those were the colors I really more gravitated to. But now that I've been getting more green eyeshadows and actually learning how to play with eyeshadows more, I've noticed I really have been enjoying more green eyeshadows on my eyes, actually, because at first I just was not a fan of green on me, and I think it was a certain tone of green that I wasn't liking. So but yeah, I've gotten a lot more green eyeshadow now, and I have been liking it more and more. So I've actually amassed quite a lot of palettes that have green eyeshadows in them. So today I'm just going to share some of my favorite green eyeshadows, or some of the eyeshadows that are green that I have in my collection that I think that you guys might like as well. Like, anyone watching this video, if you like green eyeshadows, you might want to check these out. Now, these are not all going to be monochromatic green eyeshadow palettes, but it might be a palette with a pop of green or half green. But it's just some green shadows in my collection that I think are worthwhile, and I think you guys should check out. If you like videos like this, definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe, you know, check out some more videos that I have on my channel talking about makeup as well as entertainment. I do movie reviews, specifically horror movies, so if you have, you know, any horror movie fans that you know, or you're a horror movie fan, definitely check those videos out as well. Alright, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first palette I'm going to talk about is a palette that is actually a dupe palette from the brand Alter Ego. It is the Goddess palette from Alter Ego. If I can get that too. Yeah, and it has, I don't know if you would specifically call these green, but it's like almost a teal green, which is like a blue green, but yeah, but those two there in the palette, I would consider those green. And then you have this kind of goldish green here, so not like a true green, but definitely green adjacent, and they're just really nice. So if you're kind of scared of doing green right away, you might try some of those shades. Ooh, you can't see that one. That gold color, it's kind of like got a gold green flip to it, if you guys can see. And so those two are just ones I thought of immediately. I know this one is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and those greens might be even better. I don't know, I haven't compared, but I know this palette is really good. So if you're looking for something that's kind of greenish blue and maybe like a gold green, definitely check out this brand Alter Ego and the Goddess palette. Next up, I want to show you guys a palette I've had in my collection for quite a while, and it is the Melt Gemini palette. This one is one that is a little bit more expensive. The one I just showed you from Alter Ego is just about $16, I believe. This one retails for, I believe, $58, and it is basically a green neutral palette. So you have a lot of those grungy green colors, and then you have neutrals as well. So these greens really started me out to liking greens a little bit more, I think, because of those more grungy tones. I just love those tones. They're really beautiful. And I think even if you don't think you can pull off green, those are two of the mattes. This one is Mochi, this one is Fire OG. But even if you don't think you can pull off green, try different tones of green. That's what I had to do. I had to try different types of tones of green to really start to figure out which greens work for me. And I like these ones on my eye. I love those grungy green colors. So this palette is very pigmented. The greens in here are very pigmented and very beautiful on the eye. And if you're willing to shell out a little bit more money, $58, then I definitely would recommend this one. I do have another palette coming soon, which is the Smoke Sessions palette from Melt, which is an all green palette, and I think it's mostly shimmers. So I'm looking forward to trying that one out. I haven't tried it out yet, but it is on the way. I bought it in their sale they were having. All right. Next, I want to show you guys a palette that is very similar to that Melt palette, but it's got a bit of a different formula, a different vibe to the brand, and this is from Kaleidos Cosmetics. I think it's Cosmetics, Kaleidos, and this is the Futurism 1 Sci-Fi Green. If you'll notice, this palette is super gorgeous. Look at the packaging and how sleek, and it has like a soft touch feel to it. The only thing I don't like about the packaging, which is, you just saw, is this little sheet that has the names on it. I wish the names were on it, but that's not like a huge thing. Open it up, you have again this grungy green sort of color scheme with like some like more mustardy green, mustard yellow kind of greenish colors. Very, very beautiful. I don't know how you would describe those. To me, that looks like a mustard, but like with the green in it, and that's how I would describe the shimmer next to it as well. Okay, and I'm gonna swatch a couple of these. Also, this black is one of the blackest blacks. I know we're not talking about blacks right now, but I might as well show you guys. So 3 shades out of the Kaleidos palette swatched. As you can see, those greens are definitely that more, I'm swatching terribly, grungy greens, really pretty on the eye, and the formula in here is beautiful. I really do love the shimmers as well. The shimmers are amazing. The mattes are amazing, shimmers are amazing. So I'm going to show you guys a swatch of one of the shimmers as well. I'm more of a shimmer lover. I love mattes too, but I just love shimmers. So that's one, if I can, of the shimmers right there. That is terrible how I'm showing you that, but you get the point. Very beautiful shimmers, very beautiful mattes. I think this one is definitely a good, if you don't want to do $58 for that Melt palette, you can always spend, I think these are $24 to get one of the Kaleidos palettes, and the formula is probably, I would say I love this formula even more, because it's a little easier to work with in my opinion than the Melt palette. The Melt palette, you do need a little bit more practice, but that's very pigmented, good formula in the Melt palette. I say this one's a little bit easier to use though, more user-friendly. So this one's a great one with great greens. Alright, the next palette I have is from the brand Delancey Avocado Green. Now this palette almost didn't make it through my last declutter because I just don't use it that much. This was my kind of my first foray, my first journey into greens, and I just didn't like the first look. I did like the look, I just didn't think it looked good on me, if that makes sense. But this is basically a monochromatic green palette, and the thing that I like about this is that it has a lot of shades of different greens, different options, as well as some colors to maybe like blend those out. And the thing I don't like is the pressed glitters. I don't really do pressed glitters very much on my eyes sometimes, but not really. They're not really my thing, and I don't really love them. And the other thing is the formula for this is not, like, I wouldn't say this could be held up to the standard of like the Melt or the Kaleidos palette in my opinion. But you do get a lot of great greens in here. This one is also an affordable option. Again, I got this off of Amazon, I believe, and it wasn't very expensive at all. So if you're looking for something that's affordable, definitely this might be a good option. And it's very pigmented. It's very, you know, it's not like there's anything wrong with the formula or anything like that. It's just that, why am I swatching this wrong? Which way should I swatch? I should swatch it right here instead of right there. But yeah, the swatches, as you can see, very pigmented, beautiful greens. And so I do think that this is a good palette option if you're looking for something like that, like with all greens. Another option is the ColourPop Just My Luck palette. I don't have that one. I've been dying to get it, but every time I think about it, it's out of stock when I go to look for it, and then when it's back in stock, I'm like, oh, do I really need this? I have other greens. So it just hasn't, I have a lot of other ColourPop monochromatic palettes, but I just have not got the green one yet. Which, like I said, I did go through a period where I was like, greens just don't look good on me, so I didn't buy it. And then once I did start getting into greens more, I already had amassed other green palettes, so that's another good affordable option. ColourPop's palettes are $12 for their 9-pan ones. I don't remember how much this one was, but I know it wasn't very expensive. And if you're looking for something affordable with a lot of greens, this one might be a good option for you. So, all right, next we're going to go into palettes that are not all like a majority green. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I have one more That's kind of a majority green. Sorry. This one is newer to my collection, and I was wondering if I should include it because I've only used it once. But I liked it so far, and it's just another option. So if you like green shadows, the Hasina 2 palette. Oh, I forgot. This palette is discontinued now. I forgot about that. I'm going to show you guys still, but Blush Tribe did close it down recently. And so this palette is not available anymore. So I totally forgot about that. But it does have a lot of green shadows in. So if you can find a way to get a hold of this palette, this one has some like good greens in it. I won't go too much into it because one, this shade is popping out, and two, it's discontinued, but that's another option. So this Hasina 2 palette is another one. Alright, let's get into some palettes that have like a pop of green that I enjoy. And not necessarily that they're a green palette, but they just have some greens in them that I think are awesome. So the first one I want to talk about is from C Color Cosmetics. This is another dupe brand. This palette is called the Around the World palette, and it's actually a dupe for the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. So this one has actually just one green in here, but it's a green that I really love, and I used in quite a few looks when I've used this palette. I either use it all over the lid, or I will smudge it on the lash line, and I think it works perfectly for that. And it's like a dark emeraldy, like almost looks like it's bordering on getting to black green color, and it's just really beautiful. That's why I think it works really well on the lash line, because it's super like dark and pigmented, and it's got a nice shine to it. It's super beautiful green, and it's one that I really love to get to. I'm sorry if I'm describing these colors terribly, but I'm not great at describing colors. But that one I really enjoy from that palette. And these palettes from C Color Cosmetics are very pigmented, nice formula. I mean, that was just one swipe, and that was like full pigment color for that shimmer. Another green I wanted to mention, I wanted to get in some pastel greens as well. So this one is from the Creepy Cute palette, and it is Take a Hint. So that green color right there, it's like a, how would I describe that? Like a light, I don't know how to describe it, but it's, you get it. You get what color that is. And then you also have like this minty color that's kind of like a teal, like a blue-green. So these beautiful color, lots of good pigment in it. I do have to work a little bit to make these work. So yeah, that shade from Creepy Cute, Take a Hint, it looks like that. As you can see, I do need to build it up just a little. This one, that is called Creep It Real, which is like a blue-green. More blue than green, I would say. But that one's super pigmented. The green one, I do have to build up a little bit more. But yeah, that's a good option. If you want a pastel green, that one has a great one from that palette. So, moving along. A couple more here. And I know I'm missing more out of my collection, probably. Maybe I'll do a part 2. But the next one I'm going to mention is another like limey green color from the brand Folklore. This is their Paris palette. Again, it's just a pop of green. It's not a green palette. But that green there is just super beautiful. It's a shimmer. I do love my shimmers. And I find it to be gorgeous. It's almost like a green gold. It's similar to how that Natasha Denona dupe palette has that green gold in there. Build it up just a little. Can't, if you guys can see. So that looks like that. That is a terrible, I don't know, view. Maybe that'll look better. Oh, it's so hard to catch on camera. But yeah, it looks like that. Pretty green, limey green color. Super beautiful. And then last but not least, I'm going to mention this shade from, this is actually a single shade from Dandelion Cosmetics, Dandelion Co. On Etsy. Great brand. I've talked about them before. They're a great brand, like indie brand. So show them some support. They have some great shadows. But this little green color right in the center here, it's called Greenhouse. Great name. And it's just super beautiful and colorful and, well, beautiful, shimmery, reflective color. And it is absolutely gorgeous. pretty sure it's a duochrome. I think it has like green and gold, which is, as always, a great combination. Put it up just a little bit more. As you can see kind of where it starts kind of gold and then it goes green. Trying to get the best angle here. There you go. There we go. You can see that green, and you can see kind of where it's shifting. It's got some gold there. Beautiful, beautiful shade. All right, so sorry for those terrible swatches. Hopefully this video was helpful to anyone that wants to get into some green shades, or maybe you thought you couldn't wear green. Those are some options. Try out different shades of green, or any color, you know, that you don't think will look good on you. Just try out different tones and different shades, maybe a cool tone of it, or something that's a little bit more warm, or something that's mixed with something like a green gold, for example, or a green blue. It just depends on, you know, what you think looks good on you. So definitely try those out. I, for one, thought I couldn't wear greens, but now I have so many greens in my collection. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you like other videos like this, I will definitely have some link down in the description box. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up and stay safe out there. I'll see you guys later. Adios.